This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time. All in one place, all on your terms. I love Squarespace because you don't have to be a website designer to make an awesome-looking website. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Get started with one of their professional website templates with designs for every category and use case. Then customize your look, update content, and add features to fit your unique needs. You can make any Squarespace template do what you want so your idea, brand, or business stands out online on every device. Sell your products on an online store, whether you sell physical, digital, or service products. Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online. Easily sell custom merch and create a passive income stream that engages your audience and scales your brand. Design your products, production, inventory, and shipping are all handled for you, saving you time and money. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to www.squarespace.com/canceled to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring today's episode.
Hello. Just kidding.
Hello.
Hello.
Come on, Brooke, do it to him.
Hello, and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast.
Hello. It is currently 10:52 p.m., which means we're going to get weird in this episode. It's going to be
For sure.
It's going to be delirious. It's going to be tired. We've had a very long day.
It's a solo
It is a solo episode. And as you guys know, we've been preparing so much for tour. So we've been stacking. And obviously when you exhaust all your own resources, you got to start bringing guests on. I have no more stories.
We do. Honestly, we're conserving stories for the live shows because when I tell you I have so many stories to tell you.
She has a story for the live shows that she told me it today in full, kind of like rehearsed it. And you rehearsing that story today. Like, I can't wait to see the crowd's face.
Well, I hope they think it's as crazy as I do.
Oh, they will.
What the
I still have podcast stories, like life-wise, but when it comes to dating stories, especially, you're carrying the team on your back right now. And
I'm really I'm going hard for
you're
my team.
eating.
I honestly specifically went to New York with intent to come back with content. I did not intend for it to be
this much
aggressive as it is.
It's so good. Before we get into literally anything,
if you are not coming to New Orleans,
oh my God, literally New Orleans, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Oklahoma City, Nashville, and Royal Oak. If you're in any of those cities, we added second shows for you. So please click the link below and get some tickets. Because if we don't have a completely sold out tour, all the people we're trying to spite. All the people we're trying to spite will not be anywhere near as gagged. And we are like, I'm so excited for this show. It's like,
I'm so excited. It's so soon, you guys. We leave in 3 days.
We'll explain this a little more at the live show, but we can talk about this now because we did with Octopus Lover, but I think that's coming out way later. We were supposed to go on a Tarte trip.
Sure were.
After all of this, selling our bussies and souls to go on a Tarte trip.
I've literally been campaigning for years.
It was the greatest experience of my life. Like, if I could go back and do it a million times, I would do it again and again. Sorry, okay. That wasn't me flexing on you.
I feel like it was the most exciting time of my life.
It was horrible. Tarte invited us on a on a trip.
My first, her second.
Thank you. It's 10:52
Freshman,
p.m.
sophomore.
And they invited us to Bora Bora, which is my dream travel destination. Roll the clip. If you've ever anyone's ever asked me, it's the only place I've ever wanted to go.
Kim, there are people that are dying. That's where that clip happened.
That's where that clip happened. We were going to remake it in Bora Bora. They're taking a jet there. That's just unheard of. That's like Kardashian shit.
You know what? The only way I could convince myself that this was like, okay, I was like, something was going to happen on that jet. And I don't mean to say that, but like taking a jet 12 hours over the ocean is insane.
It is really scary, but we were down and I was bringing Makoa and Brooke was bringing Hunter and I just love that group of people. It's going to be so amazing. And we devised this plan, this evil plan for our live shows. This is so fucking evil and psychotic.
Are we going to say this on the podcast or are we going to save it?
Well, I was just going to give them a quick lore Should
Okay.
I not?
Yeah,
Sorry.
we can. It'd be
Flip up
funny.
the lore. Essentially, if you guys have ever seen the influencer trips, you know how it goes. Like rumors get spread, drama gets started, shit blows up on the internet.
I was an outsider last time, so I had to watch it from far. You watch it go down on TikTok, everybody's speculating like, oh, do you think like this person and this person is getting along? Like I noticed that they haven't posted each other. Like, what's the tea? It was so interesting to watch. So we were like, what kind of drama should we stir up on this trip?
And we decided that it was going to be an amazing idea to spread a rumor on the trip that we made up and see how long it took to get to social media.
It's a bunch of girls, makeup girlies on a trip. I'm like, I literally, I don't know why. I don't know what made me think of it, but I was like, what if we just like started the most random, like out of pocket rumor and just saw how quickly it got to the internet.
And we were going to document it all. And this was going to be a big part of our live show. And then Bora Bora had a random storm.
Well, it really isn't that random if you think about a tropical storm in a tropical location.
In my head, it's never stormed there ever once until we wanted to
Never
go.
seen a drop of rain.
Ever. Not kidding. So now in a month, all the bitches that were going get to go and we're going to be
And they extended the trip as a consolation. I'm like, oh, perfect.
Yeah, we're going to be in Milwaukee. And we're so excited for that, obviously. But it derailed our show plans. So today we spent a lot of time writing more. And now we have a great show still. But a really great show, which now I can finally breathe. But
I'm excited. I thought we were going to have like good, fun stories to tell. And instead I'm like, yeah, I got hit by a taxi. I'll save it for New Orleans.
Not kidding. Specifically New Orleans. I have so much to just like randomly unpack. I just want to say, like, I've said this a million times on the podcast, but I like never want to have a guest again.
I love having guests, but also
I love our guests. It's just like this feeling is so comfortable and like it's just Aaron. I know
it feels
he's
like
there.
two separate jobs, truly.
Yeah, because it's like you have anxiety with a guest too. Like you want the conversation to go a certain way. If they do some shit, you know the people are gonna hate. You're like trying to
I do
steer it
especially,
out.
and I have no way. I'm just like you guys. I don't know what I'm gonna act like on a guest episode. Sometimes I want to talk. Sometimes I just can't.
And it's like we can just yap together for fucking 48 hours.
Right.
And I like the formula. I'm in my jail clothes right now. Like it's just
People will be like, sometimes I see comments that are like, Brooke should know by now. Like, this is literally her job. She should work to get better. I'm like, I actually did not apply for an interviewer position.
yeah, it's 100%.
My
All
job.
of that shit and shit just
I'm like,
randomly
being an
stresses me out.
influencer is so fucking hard.
We just went on a whole tangent. If you are a makeup bitch out there talking about how being an influencer is so fucking hard, can you please go be a contractor for 2 weeks and then delete your video?
Impossible.
It's my biggest pet peeve right now. If I see one more fucking bitch with the lip liner stain talking about how her job is hard, I'm gonna fucking go insane. Okay, I have some podcast topics.
Thank God.
Isn't that amazing?
That's huge.
Huge. I have a lot of things that happen in life, but I just have some thoughts that I need to just get out first.
Okay.
John F. Kennedy.
Why was I just thinking about him?
I think about him a lot. He might be my Roman Empire, one of them. First of all, just like the him and Marilyn lore. When we had Octopus Lover
That's
on,
why.
we were talking about that. Like, if I was Jackie Kennedy, I would have popped a cap in his ass.
For sure. You know what's well, I think about
Like-
Jackie Kennedy often because people are like, she was such a style icon and like the Princess Diana at that time, like as far as
Yeah.
like fashion is concerned. And now people always post photos of her and say that she looks like she chewed sheet metal. Have you seen that meme? That meme of Matt Rife and Jackie Kennedy, and it's like who would win in a sheet metal eating contest? Favorite meme ever.
Oh.
My bets are on Matt.
And now we have Jacob Elordi. I think he's Jackie Kennedy reincarnated. Have you seen all that lore?
I don't know if I see the connection there.
I don't. People just keep saying that.
I think
What
she
I
was
wanna
beautiful,
get
by the
at-
way.
Right. She was that bitch. What I want to get at here is like, I know that before him, well, I was going to say no president has been shot. Obviously, Abraham Lincoln was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why was he just chilling in the back of a convertible like that?
It was a parade.
But like, couldn't he have had a bubble? Like, that's a president.
Well, at the time, I don't think we were really that concerned about.
The other day, I said something and someone was basically saying like, no shit to me, to whatever I said. And you know, when you say something, it's like if you were like, Tana, do you like pickles? I would be like, well, is the sky blue? Like, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Someone said like, well, are the Kennedys gun shy? And I didn't understand that whenever I heard people say that because his brother was shot too.
Yeah.
Who did that?
Somebody different. And I actually just found that out because I'm really into Curb Your Enthusiasm right now.
Great show.
Amazing show. And his wife in the show is married to the nephew of JFK.
In the show or in real life?
In real life. And so I was like doing all this research, and apparently I'm like, wait, so he got shot, and then I'm trying to find out if he's even related to JFK, and he is, but I think they're like cousins or something.
So why did the second one
And
get shot?
I thought it was like the most crazy thing, because listen to this. I'm sitting there and I'm looking it up on my phone on my own time. And I happen to be watching Tim Dillon on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Best
And they
episode
start talking
ever.
about the same guy. And the fact that I don't know his name right now.
That's
is
where
really
I think
crazy.
I wrote this down from, because I was watching that.
Yeah. So it's like something.
Robert F. Kennedy.
Yeah. So Robert
Bobby.
F. Kennedy, as far as I'm concerned, is married to the woman who is married to Larry David in Curb Your Enthusiasm. And that's, to me, the most important thing about him.
Why was he shot?
I don't know. But weird that it happened twice.
Just imagine, like, I need to stop, but it is just so weird. It's so
Did he
weird.
die? Wait, he
Yeah.
didn't die. Okay, so it wasn't him. It was probably his son or something that's married to the
And that
Curb
would
Your
make sense,
Enthusiasm
like,
girl.
timing
Yeah,
wise.
but you know what? She's very much alive and well.
That was really it there. You probably started seeing these strange new tall boys called Liquid Death all over social media. But what is Liquid Death? Well, it may look like a beer or some crazy energy drink, but it's not. Liquid Death is actually a healthy beverage brand that makes mountain spring water, low sugar sodas, and low sugar iced teas too. Perhaps you've noticed a coworker cracking a tall boy in your 9 a.m. meeting. You could have spotted a group of kids drinking them at soccer practice. Or maybe you caught your own designated driver downing one while driving. Why would a healthy beverage ever be called Liquid Death? Because Liquid Death will brutally murder your thirst, and their infinitely recyclable cans are helping to bring death to single-use plastic bottles. Liquid Death also donates a portion of profits from every can sold to help kill plastic pollution. I love Liquid Death because I can still look cool while practicing sobriety. They have tons of merch options on their website, such as t-shirts, dog toys, hats, but my favorite thing is the candle they collaborated with Martha Stewart on. You see it blowing up on social media and concerts everywhere? Try one yourself and get hydrated. You can get free shipping on Liquid Death's mountain water, flavored sparkling, and iced tea 8-packs with Amazon Prime, or grab a can or a case at your local 7-Eleven, Target, Walmart, Whole Foods, or on Instacart. Go to liquiddeath.com/canceled to check out their healthy, infinitely recyclable beverages, or find your closest retailer. That's liquiddeath.com/canceled. liquiddeath.com/canceled. Thank you, Liquid Death, for sponsoring today's episode. So when Bora Bora got canceled, we both kind of had different trips as second options that we were going to go on, got invited to Bora Bora, and then, you know, couldn't go to, but then it got canceled. So we were like, perfect, let's go on our separate trips. You went to New York. I went to Vegas. You're not sharing any New York lore on this podcast right now, right?
I can, but I'm afraid of any of it ruining, because every detail is so important to the full story that I almost don't want to give any of it away.
Yeah, I think that everything that happened to you was so monumental and insane. It has to be for the live show. But I know that itch right now on this couch. You want to, and it's
because just so much it could not have been a series of more unfortunate events. And I literally went about it in such a way that was you know what, I'm gonna go to New York anyway. I'm so not a spontaneous person, but I was already gonna go to New York prior to us getting invited. So it's let me just go. And everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and then some.
It's actually a really funny anecdotal part of this whole story is that at one point you were having an altercation with someone, you know, and they said to her, this person was and this better not be on your fucking podcast.
Oh
and
my God.
Brooke,
I forgot that. He threatened me. He literally goes, if you talk about me on your fucking podcast, he said curb stomp you or something crazy. I was like,
and Brooke looks this man dead in the eyes and says, the only reason I'm still standing here is because of the podcast.
And that was absolutely true. I literally because I'd already had such a bad experience with this guy, in the days leading up to this, I knew that every interaction I had with him from that point forward was 100% for research purposes. I am a journalist.
And you are noble.
I am a journalist. I'm a hard worker, and I did this for you guys. But he was horrible. Okay. Fuck that loser.
Absolutely fuck that loser. And I'm just so excited to I'm going to feel like such a proud mom when you're telling this story on stage, because it is just too good.
Me trying to wink, I can't. I'm
I need to re-up on my Botox and shit before we
gotta
go.
load up before we actually Brooke, be for real. I'm
just Botox, nothing crazy. It's just I can't have my shit on a decline.
I'm can I move? No.
I feel like I need to.
Oh, it's not looking good for me. I don't have much movement at all.
Yeah, you're frozen. Damn, you're Elsa. I'll be in there.
I really
alone.
wanted to do the final dissolve of my lips before we went, but I didn't time it out
I hear
properly.
that shit hurts. And
It
letting
didn't
go
hurt
of
me
lip
that bad.
Really? Oh, you've done it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Letting go of lip filler is like weirdly like it's like finally leaving that toxic ex.
It makes you feel so good because like for some reason, not that it makes you look younger, but like obviously you look younger when you do it because you look like your young self again. So
Mhm.
like when I did it, oh my God, I was literally like, I cannot believe what I was doing to myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'll feel that way again because obviously I still have some.
Yeah, I haven't gotten lip filler in so long, but I get the
haven't
flips.
either, but like people always come at me from that with my little butt crack in my lip. But I just want to say that I've always had that.
I really like your lip situation. I was gonna say I really like your lips,
It
but
could
it was
be
like,
worse.
I was
It's kind
flirting
of
with
like
you.
kind of a little suggestive if you ask
Hey,
me.
girl. So I went to Vegas.
You did. And did you have a better trip than I had in New York?
I did. I had a really great trip, but that's rare for me. Normally I leave Vegas and Miami with my tail between my legs. Like this, I was capturing my shit. This is the first time I've ever left and felt like Vegas 0, me 1.
Yeah, I saw you
know?
say that. I was like, okay.
And
fine.
a couple months ago, I got invited to compete in this poker tournament, the Celebrity Poker Tour. And I was so excited because that meant like, the reason I got invited is because I'd been playing games at house tournaments that certain like people that run this organization, they saw me play at the house and they were like, okay, she's good enough to like invite her to a tournament.
Yeah.
And that alone was huge for me, just catching that invite. And over time, I saw that it was like a lot of athletes and people who like didn't really play. So then I was like, okay,
I would still feel honored.
like fully based on my skills. But it fell on the same day that we were going to Bora Bora. And I was like so sad that I had to cancel. Like I was literally saying like, what do I do? And everyone's like, you have to go to Bora Bora.
She's like, can I even go? I'm supposed to play in this tournament. I go, bitch, you're going. Because I don't even know if I'm invited if you're not going.
You so would be. But it's just, I was definitely sad. It was definitely a, like, I want to be in 2 places at once type of thing. So it did make Bora Bora being canceled a little easier that I could still go do something I was like super excited to do.
Yeah, I thought the same.
So I reconfirmed for this poker tournament and they announce it. And everyone playing in the tournament, you could bet on. To like, are they going to win? Are they going to make the final table? Where are they going to place?
I saw your odds weren't very good.
That's my odds. Everyone's odds were like 1,500 to 1. Like if they won and you bet $1, you'd make $1,500, yada, yada. Because there were like 75 people playing. So like, betting on one person, whatever. My odds were 12,500 to 1. Like as in like, this bitch is never going to win. Like
that's so sad.
It broke my little heart.
So much more that you did so well.
I will say that I think that a lot of people don't know that I was like born and raised in Vegas and shit, so they probably were just like, this fucking absolute idiot has no idea how, let's make her odds, yada, yada, yada. But I get to the tournament and I'm like, I have something to fucking prove today. Like I can't play like, I don't want to play risky at all. Like I want to play very tight and very safe and like fold good hands and shit just to like really stay in, secure my spot, whatever. And there was also the added bonus to me of beating Bryce Hall that was in there. Like it, and you know how we get with our and Bryce and I are cool now. It was more just a principle thing. And by cool,
I don't. It's funny for the public.
Exactly. And just, he's a really good poker player. So there wasn't really like.
Is he?
Yeah, there wasn't really like a world where I was like, anytime I played with him in a house game, he's beat me pretty much, except for like 2 times. They end up seating me right next to him. And it's so fucked because all the comments are like, they're friends again, they whatever, yada, yada. Like, no, like we're civil, we're cool. There was
a seating chart.
There was a seating chart and the producers definitely knew what they were doing there. You know what I mean?
Genius.
And so I sit down, I'm so ready. I have a lot to prove. And I also kind of went into this with like, if I flop here, like, I need to give up on the poker journey right now.
Yeah, because we really have kind of like run it into the ground that you're like good at poker. So it would have been like really kind of embarrassing.
Exactly.
I would have been embarrassed.
And just, it's an expensive hobby as well. Like you're buying in for a lot of money. Like you're putting your own money saying like, I think I'm good enough to make more. Like it's like take up tennis if this doesn't keep working out, bitch. Really, my goal was to beat like half of the people. Like there were 75 people playing. Like even making it to like 40 people would have been crazy.
Yeah, because then you beat.
Or to make the final table was like my highest dream. And I sat there and I played poker for 7 hours. And it was really cool because there wasn't a lot of girls. There was probably like 4 or 5. No, there's probably like 6 or 7 girls. But like the guys playing poker with a bunch of men, like they just disregard you. Like no one was giving me any respect until I finally was in like the top 15. They were
Honestly,
like, do you know how to play?
it just makes me feel so good for you for like all the guys who had to be like, Tana Mongeau beat me.
It was the best feeling. And I made it to the final table. And a lot of people bet on that too. I made so many people like so much money.
Yay!
And I placed in third.
That is so amazing.
And
I'm so proud of you.
Out of 75 people,
Is crazy.
I beat professional people. Like it was really cool. And the girl who won, Princess Love, she's so good at poker, and I knew she was gonna win. And I would have liked maybe the second place, but
Wait, a girl won?
yeah.
Honestly, whoever could win as long as a girl won. That it makes me the happiest of all.
And she's so slay.
So
I played
wait, so the
poker with
top
her.
3 was how many girls? Just 2?
Yeah, it was me and
2
her.
girls, 1 guy.
Yeah. And it just felt so fucking good. And I'm so excited. I got invited to compete in another poker tournament that's on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Oh,
and
perfect.
televised.
On the way. Actually, right now, knowing my luck, I'm not getting on anyone's cruise.
At all. What did I just hear about cruise ships that was weird as fuck?
Wasn't there like some crazy thing where like everybody got like immediately sick or something?
Oh, and they all quarantined? Or what? There was like some cruise that people just went on where like it was giving Fire Fest. It was giving TanaCon on water.
I don't know. I think I would have loved to go on that just for the storyline.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
This might be so fucking like pick me and out of bounds. Okay.
I'm ready.
But the other day I was thinking about like, had Logan Paul done TanaCon, would people, if he had Logan Con and it all went the same way, do you think people would have been just as mad?
I wasn't a firsthand witness of TanaCon. I just heard about it like years later.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know how mad people actually were.
Me, is it because it was a girl? It definitely wasn't. It was because I was a fucking idiot. I don't know what I'm saying.
But I do like, okay, listen, I don't know that much about it. I did try to watch that like documentary thing about it, like that one guy made.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm surprised everyone was so hard on you like when you were so young. Because I'm like, who the fuck can throw a convention when they're 18?
I definitely shouldn't have. I just didn't have anyone around me that was everyone kind of saw the dollar sign and
well, if
let
I
me
saw an
run.
18-year-old do it right now, like if I saw like Charlie D'Amelio is not even 18, like, you know what I mean? No one's gonna get mad at like someone who's that young now. I don't think you'd get away with that anymore because that's just mean. Like, how the fuck were they supposed to know? I can't throw a dinner party.
I think that someone definitely should have told me no, and that's kind of where I was at. It's funny because obviously I'm not making myself the victim in the TanaCon situation, but when everything transpired, like dealing with that all at such a young age on your head is kind of like a interesting thing to navigate at the least. And the other day I saw a clip of Shane Dawson's podcast and he was talking about TanaCon, which is just funny. Shane played a big role, like
I did watch that.
In like trying to be there for me and mediate. Like he wanted the story for the documentary. Obviously, I think that was his main motivator, but at the same time, like we were friends and he also was there from the beginning of it and like filmed the process there and like yada yada. So it was like, you know what I mean? Like
both those things can be true at the same time. I feel like you can like want to help but also want the story.
He talked about how after TanaCon he held this big dinner for me and my whole team and his people and the guy who I had done TanaCon with, Michael.
The guy on the Segway?
Yes. The one and only. And Shane was trying to like mediate and get us to talk it out because there was no seeing eye to eye. Like I think it was very much him, in my opinion, it was him saying, that this was my fault. Me saying like, I hired you to, do the whatever, just our opinions. And Shane rented out this back room at this nice restaurant and thought it was going to be like a mediation dinner. Like, and just everyone talk about how they feel. And it was super wholesome and whatever. And we get to this like 5-star restaurant and it's me and the guy screaming at each other from across the table.
Well,
like,
did you not both know that you were going to be there?
We knew we were going to be there, but it started off as sitting down talking for like 1 minute and just like escalated the house down boots.
Oh, and you just got in an altercation?
And I just know how I was at that time. I know I was screaming and I'm thinking about it. I block a lot of, like, I don't remember a lot of like those following months because I was just like crying all day and like super.
Yeah, like, I do that when really bad things happen, just forgot it all.
Yeah, I think that since I was young, that's how my brain kind of responds to periods of time I don't remember. And I don't remember that at all until Shane talked about it on the podcast. I was like, what the fuck? I was literally screaming in this 5-star restaurant.
Oof.
I'm like, that's just so weird.
It's okay. Honestly, sounds like he deserved it. I don't know. Again, I don't know the story. I'm going to get canceled for TanaCon like years later.
No, it It all just shouldn't.
But it just seems like a little bit of a strange idea, to be honest. Like if I was gonna hold a hoedown, throw down, I would probably do it in someone's backyard.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been a lot of things. It wasn't.
I think you don't choose a 5-star restaurant for that sort of meetup.
Yeah, I think it needed
Especially
to be in
knowing what you know about Tana Mongeau.
It needed to be in an octagon. I am so excited to see the canceled podcast live. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. Brooke and I just attended a Zach Bryan show and we sang our country-fied hearts out. Artists like Drake, Nicki Minaj, and Noah Kahan are going on tour and you don't want to miss out. They put all the tickets across the web in one place to make sure you are getting a good deal. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, and SeatGeek is the only site that lets you return your tickets ahead of the event with swaps. And you know we came through for you guys. Use my code TANA for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code TANA. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring today's episode of the Canceled Podcast.
I had such a LA Erewhon experience today. Like Tana and I were both about to pee ourselves. We go to Erewhon. We're looking for the bathroom, and like it's a big, huge grocery store with like thousands of people coming in and out. So we're not thinking it's a one single door bathroom. So obviously we try the door, and some guy yells at her, and he's like, "There's a line!" But
it was just him.
Someone's obviously in there, and we were like, "Oh, sorry." Like, I mean, it's obviously not that clear that it's a single use.
People
restroom.
are so stuck up and
but he was
uptight.
so rude about it, and the way that he just stood there and didn't say anything. Both of us were more willing to pee ourselves than to stand next to him, and we had to.
It is. I've talked about this all the time. I don't know what it is. I think, and I understand some people have social issues, you know, but I mean this more in like a rude way.
He was just a fucking loser.
If you sit like over something like that, if to him I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then you just deadpan me in the fucking face, I hate that shit more. I hate it so much with thank you too. Like I think that when someone says thank you, you say you're welcome, and I like. It's bad. Like if I'm having a bad fucking day and someone's like kind of rude and then I say thank you and they don't say you're welcome, I will sit there and fucking say thank you 17 more times until they say you're welcome, because it's like, what
As
the
you
fuck
should.
don't you get?
100%, absolutely.
Like how does someone say thank you and you just
So many times. I feel the same way with like people smiling and stuff, but I'll get so irrationally mad. Like,
so do I.
I don't know why. I feel bad.
The vibes in Erewhon, especially that one, because there's other Erewhons. I mean, for everyone who doesn't know, Erewhon's like the stupid fucking grocery store in LA where everything is $73 for no reason.
Our bad for going there, to be honest.
Like, yes, I like the Hailey Bieber smoothie. Should it be $70 in one of your fingers to get one? No. Like, you know what I mean? It's good, but it's so overhyped, and it's one of those things in LA that has just become like a culture. Like to go, and people feel so good getting their Erewhon, and it's like so sick and like whatever. But like, especially this Hollywood one, the vibes are so off. It's like a fucking club, like to get in, and everyone's judging your outfit. I just went to an Erewhon, like a couple weeks ago with Ty. And I was telling you in the car, I was wearing this Erewhon shirt, which I would never buy. It was Jeff's. I stole it. It's a cute shirt. But
they have good merch.
It was, yeah, and whatever. And I wore it to the gym, and then we decided we wanted to get a smoothie after. So we went there, and I was like, I'm not wearing this in this store. I'm going to look like their biggest fan, super freak, LA fucking weirdo.
I love it.
And so I took off the shirt, and I had on a sports bra and like little biker shorts. I look like a whore in there when it's freezing, nipples hard, whole nine. But I met a couple fans, and every single fan that came up to me was like, normally you look like shit, but like you look really good today. Or like, oh my God, you're way skinnier in person than I thought you'd be. Like every single person that like said something to me was like the most backhanded. Like Erewhon shit. And I was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, people, it's so like.
I see that a lot though, like particularly with your fans, because I almost feel like they kind of like want like friendly, like kind of like mean banter.
Yeah, I get that. Like, yeah, I would say like 40% of my fans are just rude as fuck to me because I think that's my vibe.
Yeah, they'll be like, I see that spray tan, or like something like where you're like, wait, you wouldn't say that to the average person.
Yeah, it is crazy. But this way, it was just OD in this Erewhon. I was like, what the fuck? And I don't even know. It's just the weirdest place in the world.
I have a hard time sometimes noticing in the moment that like something's backhanded. Like I was just telling you right now, I went on a podcast like a couple days ago, And it was with these two guys, like 2 comedians. Honestly, I only went on it because I have a crush on one of the comedians. I thought it was so funny. It was like, they're the funniest guys ever. And then it took me reading the comments to find out that they like literally thought I was the dumbest fucking person in the entire world. Like every 5 seconds, like I thought they were complimenting me. I was like, they were being so nice to me. But like listening back, they're like, you're actually funny. Like you're actually not that bad. Like you're not as nearly like what we thought you were. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, damn, like, am I really that? I must be everything that they think I am, because I was in the moment. I was like, hee, that's so nice.
They're also like kind of good looking. So I could see how I would do the same
But we
thing.
did, like, once we finished, they said to me, like, they were like, it was going to go one of 2 ways. We were either going to like you or we were going to like do the whole thing making fun of you, basically.
Yeah. So that's good.
But
might have been a future husband there.
But they're getting a lot of hate about it. And I like feel bad because in the moment I was like, I love them.
I feel like I always notice, but I usually will just play it off like they're being nice to kind of like not
I also
give
don't
them the
mind if somebody
satisfaction.
thinks I'm stupid or thinks I'm going to be stupid and then is pleasantly surprised when I'm not.
Yeah, I think I'd
prefer that over them just thinking I'm stupid.
That's true. I agree with that.
Or like I like to surprise people with being funny, like, or like if they think I'm funny and they didn't think I was gonna be funny.
I agree with that. It is. I think that's just a woman's trope.
Yeah,
like men never think like that.
Most people don't want to be underestimated to begin with, but I kind of don't mind. I find fun in like proving somebody wrong.
I'm the same way. I think I've been like wildly underestimated. Not that I'm like, oh, me, like that sounded so narcissistic. I just mean like,
I think so too. I have a lot of it. Like I hear a lot of it just as an outsider. Like when people talk about you to me and stuff, they're like, well, no, she's actually like smart and stuff. It kind of pisses me off because I'm like, wait, what?
People have just always done that to me. And it's like, it's so crazy because it's like, I just grew up online. You saw me as a kid, like, and that's your, I don't know. It's kind of fucking wild.
Yeah. I had a guy in New York. Well, actually, that's another thing for the live show. Actually, I could probably just mention that now because it's not important to the story, really.
Okay.
But he was asking me like he's like, so how long are you realistically like going to stick this thing out with Tana until it's too much? You know what I mean? I'm
like I'm
what do you mean,
Hitler.
What do you mean too much? He goes, what's the dollar amount? Like when you make how many dollars are you finally going to like get rid of her? I go, I don't think that's like really like, what do you think my job is?
Dude, people do that to me all the time too. I was thinking about this today. Like, I really think it's like, I don't know what's up with I put my feminist hat on today, but like, like, is it because we're like 2 girls? Like no one would ever, I guess people might say that to like Mike and Logan or someone actually. Maybe maybe Cody and Noelle. Like,
yeah, I do get it in the sense that like it, not that I'm like piggybacking or anything, but like I think he was just being condescending, like as if like what we do is like beneath him or something. And I'm like,
well, I think he was trying to talk shit about me.
You do meth.
I think he was trying to talk shit about me because he also said to someone in front of you, he was like, what did he say? Like, you're going to hate her co-host or something about me? Which is crazy because
that he tried to introduce me to somebody and he was like hyping up he's like one of the biggest podcasters. You would hate her co-host, but she's really funny. Or
and
like something like that. I was like,
has like actively tried to be my friend. Like
I
never
also wonder, like, do they expect in that moment for me to be like, yeah, sorry about her? Like, I don't know. It just kind of weirded me out. Normally I wouldn't even tell you something like that, but I just like, I can't believe how wrong I was about this person. It was like crazy.
No, the live show lore is going to be insane. I can't wait for people to know like who this is and all that type of shit. But I just, I don't know what it is. I think that people like want to see us like crash and burn. Like, and I don't know if it's a success. I don't know if it's because we are just like happy and kill it. Like,
maybe because it was so fun to watch it happen to call her daddy.
I guess that's true.
It wasn't that fun. I'm just kidding. But
I was saying today though, like, I bet that like shit like that happened to them a lot. And like, if you already have turmoil inside the house, like.
But I was seeing somebody, I forget who I saw say this, but like it is a different dynamic because they weren't friends really before they started Call Her Daddy hardly.
Really?
Like they lived together before they were friends.
Oh, like one of those, like a set roommate sit.
You know what I mean? They were kind of like, like what's it called? Arranged.
Yeah, that is true. It is like different. I think that like we've just been through so fucking much as friends, like that it would be like
I don't know. Let's go ahead and knock on wood. In 3 days, we leave on a 4-month tour together.
Not kidding at all. That's very true. But I think that even just like Jortsgate, like we could have a crazy fight, but then a day later we're like, okay, we're kind of in this. Like, let's talk it out.
But I grew up with sisters, and I also was like someone who was always mean. Like I was someone who could get away with being mean to my family and stuff. I know some people like You know, when you see someone talk to their mom and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that.
Yeah.
But I was like, I was so mean. Like my family, we were all just mean to each other because that was just like kind of the vibes.
Yeah.
It was just like, that's just how it was. And I feel like sometimes I'm mean to my friends and like some of my friends didn't grow up that way and they're like, wait, what?
I don't mind it. I think it is my love language, like a little bit of banter. And like, I really do gravitate towards people who challenge me and like.
I don't want to say mean, but like.
But I get what you're saying. And
like,
like,
I'll be like, God, that stuff, like, don't be so fucking stupid. And like some people are literally like.
No, I enjoy that part of you. I don't mind it at all, honestly. And I don't know. Yeah. We're also just very opposite when it comes to like little shit, like just every like little things. Like we're just very opposite. So it's easy to like hit that banter always because we're like different in that way.
Yeah.
It makes for a good show. Good podcast. After a long day, I like to chill and relax enjoying one of Mood's pre-rolls. Mood is known for their federally legal THC. They're adding their most potent product yet to the lineup. Introducing hemp-based THCA flower, the future of legal THC. Try it along with all of Mood's other amazing offerings like flower, gummies, vapes, and more. And for a limited time, Mood is giving our listeners a free THCA pre-roll and 20% off your first order. Just visit hellomood.com and use our code CANCELLED. Last night, I smoked one of Mood's pre-rolls and I loved it during date night. We were painting and giggling and laughing. I love the variety of products Mood offers. My favorite so far is the cereal milk pre-roll. It's perfect for when you just want to lay in bed and watch movies all night. Besides the pre-rolls, I love the different variations of flower that Mood offers and how quick and discreetly it came in the mail. Introducing THCA flower, Mood's latest and most potent breakthrough in the world of legal cannabis. Since THCA converts into THC when you heat it, you get access to the classic marijuana high. And Mood has 10 high-inducing strains, the most potent they've ever offered. Mood puts an end to guessing games with federally legal forms of THC extracted from hemp plants. All of their products are regularly tested in third-party labs, sourced from small family farms and pesticide-free. Something for every mood, tested and tailored by their in-house experts. Different strains for specific moods from euphoric to energized, creative to chill. And plenty of versatile products that go with whatever mood you're going for. Different ways to enjoy however you like to take THC, Mood has you covered. Great for both beginner and veteran users. Great tasting gummies, classic flower, convenient pre-rolls, and so much more. Try Mood's new THCA flower today. For a limited time, get 20% off your first order and a free THCA pre-roll. Just go to hellomood.com and use promo code CANCELLED. That's hellomood.com, code CANCELLED for 20% off your order and a free THCA pre-roll. Thank you, Mood, for sponsoring today's episode of Canceled.
What's the oldest guy you would hook up with if you were single?
I don't want to say ages, but a number. Because that's like, there's definitely limits to that.
Like, do you have, like, who's the oldest person that you can think of that you would hook up with?
Looks wise?
Yeah. Or like,
probably
just
like
generally speaking.
50?
No, like I'm sure you don't have like a real person.
I was thinking about Adam Sandler. How old is he?
He's in his 60s.
Oh my God.
I think he's like 61 or
Till
something.
the cows come home, baby.
The Rock is a no-brainer for me, but he's definitely not very old.
No, The Rock. How old's The Rock?
Oh.
51.
I say this because Steven Tyler is, I think, 75 years old.
Oh my God.
And I want to just say, I sat at a table with him. It doesn't matter how close I am. I'm like, this man was made for me. I don't care if well, I guess I do care if he kicks the bucket tomorrow, but I would do it in a heartbeat.
I understand that completely. I think in your formative years, it's murkier water to go for an older man.
I did just get to this age though. I used to like, up until very recently, actually I still kind of feel this way. I get offended when like an older man will even hit on me because I'm like I don't know why it used to make me so mad. Like when somebody who I viewed as like either like a mentor or like somebody who I would just see as like an older figure would like make any type of move on me or like try to say something like flirty to me, I would literally be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Even if I'm like 25. I was always like, ew. And now
my daddy issues manifested differently
really?
than yours.
Oh, I would just get mad because I would always have situations like that where I'd be like, oh my God, he's like a dad to me. And then he'd be like, send your tits. And
yeah,
like, wait.
that's horrible.
Oh,
We've all had that. We all haven't had that. Just we have. It's so funny. We just had Tara Yummy on, and it's like we started an advice segment. You guys will see that soon, where people have been writing in. We'll put the email in the description. Please don't email us asking to Venmo you. Please, advice inquiries only.
Yeah.
But we had her on, and like everything people were writing in, I was like, well, that's happened to all of us, and like none of it had happened to her. And I was like, people really aren't.
They really aren't as
like,
fucked up as us. But you know what? I don't even identify with us calling the girls fatherless street rats because
so many people have fathers. I'm just jealous.
Well, I have like more father figures I have a dad, my grandpa, and I never say it, but my uncle. I lived with my uncle my entire life, so I had like 3 really
lived
strong.
So many lives.
I know I have, and I realized recently, like I don't fucking. Some of my own best friends don't even know. Like I'll be like, yeah, and like obviously,
you're such a breadcrumber. Like certain people, like I don't know, you meet them and they tell you their whole life story, or like you just whatever. And certain people kind of breadcrumb their trauma, like
because you won't like most of it doesn't come up in like a normal conversation, but sometimes it's relevant. But like for example, like my uncle lived with me literally my entire life. Like he was like my best friend. Like literally, we were so close.
Yeah.
No one's ever heard about him ever.
Well, slay, uncle.
Same thing. I was mostly concerned about it because the other day I said this has happened to me multiple times recently, where like 2 of my best friends have been like, wait, your grandma has dementia? And I'm like,
know that.
How do you not know that? Like,
yeah,
you
have a lot of lore,
but you can't be my best friend and not know that. But then I realized I say it on the internet, but most of my friends don't watch the podcast.
Yeah, that's really fair.
So I think I need to start
breadcrumbing even more.
I think I need to start oversharing in my personal life instead of online.
I think that's something that does kind of draw us together too, though, is it's like you and I are both the type where like someone tells you something and it's like, oh, that happened to me. I have a story for that. That's why this podcast works so well.
I think that's what it is. I'm not going to actively share that with somebody, or like share things that are like sad or like kind of fucked up with people who have nothing to rebuttal with.
Yeah, that's so true. And then
like
they're just like,
they're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's literally what I think I just did to Tari Yummy by accident.
It's okay. It's just how weird. Like it was Brooke, like literally my best friend. She was like, wait, what? I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
I don't know. We've weirdly had a lot of conversations about your grandma though.
Yeah, but like I do specifically remember because you were the first person I ever like really talked about it with. And then I was like, I can never do that again because we were fucking weeping in a 5-star restaurant.
I know. I just went there the other day and I always think about that. When we just sobbed in the 5-star restaurant about your grandma. I'll sob again though. Seriously. Bass Pro Shops.
What about it?
If you ever like a guy, think about him in a Bass Pro Shop.
I can think about almost every single guy I've ever liked in a Bass Pro Shops because I was in Greek life. Like
it's funny because I saw a photo of Matt Rife in a Bass Pro Shops hat, and that's what made me want to do this topic.
Yeah.
And all the comments are like, he's so Bass Pro Shops coded. And it's so funny.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it does have like a lot of like implied traits that go along with it.
For sure.
What I mean? Like,
for sure.
I've been really into that new store at the Grove. It's a hiking store. And it's Bass Pro Shops adjacent. I'm going to be honest. What's it called?
What are you
It's called
What's it
called?
Backdoor Blowout.
I think I made you go in there.
Did you?
I don't know. I've been having the time. I've been really in my outdoorsy, like active era right now. I'm gonna be so sad when we're on tour and I can't work out anymore. Did you know that I have a 6-pack? Spread the word. Erin, I can't wait to show you this photo.
I'm so excited to see it for you.
I showed you.
Did you?
Tana. Are you kidding?
I feel like you literally just started working out yesterday. No. That is like genetic lottery.
Well, I always say this about myself. I sound like Kendall Jenner, where I'm like, no, like seriously, I'm like it's really easy for me to get muscular, and people are always like, okay, like sure, but I'm not kidding. I've been working out for like literally 3 weeks. Look at my 6-pack. I'm so proud of myself.
Come back, Brooke. That's crazy. Brooke, you started going to Aloe yesterday.
I know, they're really working me out there.
Damn.
But I think, well, I was like an athlete. So like I think I had the muscle already, but
are we still in the era where getting Ozempic is cancelable?
I think,
like, did the shortage ever stop?
No, but I feel like people are just saying it now. I don't think anyone really cares.
Should we do something on a podcast where we like try something like that, and then like we discuss each week?
Oh yeah, like a clinical trial.
Yeah, should we do a canceled clinical trial?
Wait, we should. Wait, what did I do? Oh yeah, my science experiment. In the 3rd grade. I don't know why that was what that reminded me of.
That was Theo Von coded.
When you have to have like a hypothesis and then you do it week after week and you like test to see.
Science makes me so mad.
Anyway,
Irrationally mad.
If you see us wither away, it's for science.
That's crazy.
And
I always hated
yesterday.
Science was like the one class I would ditch no matter what.
Ooh, I loved science because
Ooh.
I did. I loved science because I had the best science teacher ever, Mr. Lopez. I can't believe I just did that.
What?
His name was Mr. Sanchez, but I always called him like because he looks just like Mr. or George Lopez, and his name was George Sanchez.
That's another
Mr.
over 50.
Sanchez, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I just did that to you, but he was my best teacher ever.
That's another over 50 for sure.
There. Oh yeah,
I'm in love with G-Lo.
I don't know. We just saw him.
No, it's not the looks.
I know, but
it's the lore.
You're right. All my friends.
Come on. Come on. I used to have a dog that was afraid of that song.
Oh,
to die.
Kind of sad.
Rest in peace.
Oh, my mom just told me a story about how we had a Jack Russell Terrier eat my first cat. And I'm like, thank God I don't remember that.
That would have been so
But I'm like, again, why are you telling me?
Why did she tell you that? Just because?
I don't know. She's like, I can't believe you never had a dog, or I never got you a dog. I go, well, no offense, but when would you have gotten me a dog? I lived with grandma.
Speaking of wild animals that should be contained.
Okay.
Do we talk about Drake's ween?
Anaconda?
Drake's ween.
Oh, it's heavy. It was like a sandbag.
I was saying this earlier, but the car dealership things.
No, because those are full of air. His is full of literally
blood and guts.
Rocks.
That's crazy. Does any girl out there really have interest in honkers like that though?
Yes, but I can only name one person off the top of my head.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's not me.
It's not you.
Like I feel like when you can feel it in your lungs, it's not tea.
Absolutely not. And I'm not going to lie. I don't think I have a lot of depth to me.
But it's cool as hell to look at.
I don't even think that.
Or like when you feel like a turtle and you're trying to suck it. You know?
Oh.
Like it's cool.
Sometimes we're really riffing, like getting along. And then sometimes you say like one little thing that just takes it like to where I no longer relate to you.
You don't think that's cool?
I don't know.
Like when it's a big ween and you can't like, and you look like this.
Oh, like you get like lockjaw?
Yeah, like it's just, that's kind of fun. Makes me feel small.
Oh, I'm so tiny.
What the fuck is this episode?
Us with our Ozempic science experiment.
Not kidding.
Sound off in the comments. Ozempic, Wegovy. Wait, what's that song? Ozempic, Wegovy, Mongeau. Which of the three would you choose? And should we each try a different one? Aaron, you're included.
Oh my God. We're going to make you try Ozempic.
Fine.
Okay. We don't at all talk about how sad it is to lose the Super Bowl. Like, did you see the clip of the 49ers like all sitting on the bench while the confetti's coming down, but they're all crying?
Yeah.
Like
it is horrible, but you also made it to the Super Bowl. And I know that that's just like for a lot of people, it's not enough. I think it's especially sad when it's like a game like this last one where it's like they almost didn't lose the Super Bowl. If it was like not a close game, it's like, okay, I lost the Super Bowl.
I think that if I were a football player, which I am not and never will be, so this is not important, but if I would almost rather not make it to the Super Bowl than make it and lose.
I completely think that is understandable.
It was just, did you also see Travis Kelce going Viva? And then no one going
if I wanted him to undo one thing, I just want him to undo that.
He was singing somewhere else too. It's funny.
I know. You see, it's like the exact moment that Taylor Swift learned her kids are going to have a 0 IQ.
But I know how it is too. Like when you're so in love with the guy and he does shit like that and you think it is like the cutest thing in the world.
You don't want to know the things that I have like admired in a guy before. I'm not even kidding. It's like, what?
I feel like I'm really like that with Makoa, where it's like he can like fart. And I'm like, you tooted, that's so cute. Like nothing gives me like the ick and it's like really scary.
I think I get it. It all goes back to that B.O.B. song that guy sent me.
Dude, I'm getting so bad with the baby talk. I'm getting so fucking embarrassing with that. You're going to see it on tour and you're going to be like, this is the most vile shit I've ever seen. Like I keep leaving my own body and I'm like, Tana, you are such a pussy. I'm like, what should we get for dinner? What the fuck?
I will probably hate that because I am jealous.
I want you to bring a boy on tour.
I'm gonna.
And I think it's going to be so fun. We're going to have a Bang Bros bus.
I wonder if they'll get along. Who knows who it's going to be yet? I'm gonna choose one of my boyfriends.
What if they become like lifelong best friends because of it?
Maybe.
That could be so slay for them. More Vegas lore. My taxi driver tried to kill me.
Again? I'm just kidding. What happened?
Okay, I think I'm gonna like, dude, I've been thinking back to my old story time so much lately where it's like, I would make a 1 minute story 37 minutes long always. And it's just like that. I think that's what I'm going to do to this story. But Vegas taxis are very scary too, because it's like, if someone's tired of being a meth addict, like it's very easy to go be a taxi driver.
They don't have like an advanced screening process.
There's not much. Like anybody can really be a taxi, especially just in Vegas. And they drive crazy as fuck because the cops don't really pull them over. Like it's just this whole thing. And it's like, but Ubering from casinos is like really difficult. Like they purposefully, to try to keep the taxi industry alive, will put an Uber pickup like in a fucking parking lot, in a parking garage. It's like miles from the resort. Like,
yes,
you know,
do.
And it was 39 degrees in Vegas. And
why does it get so cold there?
Dude, I don't know. And we had just left the casino. I'd lost my money. I was ready to get home. I was just ready. And I was like, I'm not going to walk, but I don't want to take a taxi because they are sketchy a lot of the time, whatever, yada, yada. And I get in my taxi and it's this nice little girl driver, like shorter than you. She's like just this little girl. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is going to be.
She was surely tiny.
Like, it's just like, she seemed so boots at first. You know, I was like, oh my God, this is a sleigh, like female empowerment. She's driving. And as soon as we get out of the resort, this bitch, I don't get scared in cars. I will say that. Today you were like, oh, I'm going to do something that you're going to hate. Like you had to do something kind of crazy on the road.
It was just a U-turn.
Oh.
No, but I'm a really cautious driver.
But I was saying to you, I was like, I really just don't get like that. Like even my friends who are horrible drivers are like, I think it was just the way I grew up. I was always having friends drive me and crazy friends. And like, just, I'm like, it doesn't bother me. Like, obviously I don't want to die. I just don't feel that feeling usually unless it's batshit.
You shouldn't feel that way.
I know it's like if I wouldn't drive like that, you know what I mean? But I'm just like.
Every single one of my friends feel horrible about themselves if they do. Like, Ari's a good example of this. Sorry, Ari. Drives like a fucking maniac and it makes me so irrationally, well, actually completely rationally upset because I'm like, if you don't value your own life, that's one thing. I'm just sitting here, passengers, like, why are you trying to kill me?
Yeah, that's fair. I just guess what I'm saying is like my scared radar doesn't like turn on.
It doesn't usually
naturally
happen for you.
Like just naturally. Like I can get in Ari's car and I don't really notice. I'm just like flying at the walls and like don't care, whatever. Yeah. And I think it was just like in my formative years, a lot of that happened to me. So like I don't know. So if someone has to be driving fucking nuts, like a bat out of hell for me to like really notice it, you know? And she just peels the fucking corner out of the thing, like drifts the car out. She's going like more than freeway speed on not freeways like in Vegas. And I'm like a little
so funny hearing you talk about it as someone who's never driven a car before.
More than freeway speed.
And she's going more than the freeway speed.
Do you know what's funny? I literally just said that because I have no idea how many miles per hour.
Could you guess what the speed limit is on the on a Vegas freeway?
80?
That's close. Yeah, 75 probably.
Oh shit. Boots. But she was just going crazy. And I also this night I really wanted to get Makoa like blacked out because I've never seen him drunk. He's like he just holds his liquor. Like I give him 15 shots and he's like,
what a good quality to have that you've never found in a partner before in life.
It's amazing. I've never seen the man drunk. So I really pushed my limits this night. This is the first time I'd ever seen. And even I probably made him take like 12 shots and he was just like acting tipsy. But I was like,
love.
And you know how kind of you are when you're like a little tipsy, like you're not like I don't think he was as aware of what was happening as I was like in the moment, you know? And I'm just noticing her gas it. And she's weaving in and out of cars. And I like, for some reason, I weirdly do get afraid because I've had a lot of weird Uber driver and taxi situations where like something bad happens and they do something really scary to me. So like when an Uber driver or taxi's driving crazy, I like won't say anything because I'm scared. You know what I mean? And so I'm just like watching her and I'm really scared. And I'm like, okay, we're like fucking 5 minutes away. I'm checking my phone, whatever. She keeps driving crazy as fuck. And all of a sudden she like cuts off some guy, right? And he wasn't having it. And so we're on the freeway and he's like racing up to her and it's scary. And then she starts racing him. I'm not even literally kidding. Like she went 100, like guaranteed. And I'm just in the car and I'm not saying like anything because I'm so scared. I'm just like gripping Makoa and like looking forward, whatever, yada, yada. And we pull up to the stoplight and he rolls down his window And then she rolls down her window and he starts cussing her out and she's cussing him out back. And I'm in the back of this taxi and it's 39 degrees outside. So I don't want to get out on this like freeway intersection. Like and it's going to be like 15 minutes for an Uber in Vegas. And I'm just like, oh my, and I'm like 4 minutes from where I'm going.
Really do?
But I'm like, this is like kind of scary. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, is everything okay? Like I say, is everything okay to her? And she's like, you know how men are. Like just says something like that immediately. And I'm like,
valid.
Okay. But like, he's kind of low key, right? And then she keeps going back and forth with him. And like Mongeau and I are just like tuned in as to like what's going on. He pulls out a knife. He starts waving a knife at her. He's like waving the knife in the front thing. It had like a cover on it, but like it's a knife. And like we know what a knife looks like even with the cover. And he's waving the knife at her, like screaming. And I have the door open and I'm like about to get out. And she's like, no, I promise I'll get you there. Yada, yada, yada. Like she's just saying like, it's fine. It's no big deal. Like, you know how, whatever, yada, yada. And we're driving off the freeway exit and he's waving the knife at her and she's yelling back. And I'm just in the car and I'm stuck. And I get there and I mean, we get there safe, I guess, you know, and then he did just kind of like peel off. And see, this is where old story time you would really like take it there, but I'm just gonna, you know. But then we got to the place and I paid and then she like was cussing me out for no tip.
Ma'am, you just tried to fucking kill me. I'm
Literally.
like, what about the tip of that knife?
And I still would like tip if it wasn't that crazy. I think the knife was just like, and I was sober too, like drunk. Me probably would have handled that so differently. Like, but it was just like, I was like, am I wrong for not tipping?
Absolutely not. Although, well, no, not at all. Also, wait, do you have to tip it? You do have to tip a taxi. I don't know. I haven't taken a taxi since last week when I got hit by one. Do you have to tip in a taxi? You don't have to tip on an Uber.
I always do. But like it just, I couldn't, like she almost got me
huge
killed.
tipper over here.
She almost got me killed. And
that's just so scary. People like with road rage, that's like, it's the scariest thing. Like, you know, Sophia Muse just had a gun pulled on her in the rain, like on the streets in LA.
Really?
Yeah.
By what? Like who?
She went like viral on TikTok. Literally somebody with road rage, but he like mixed her up with another car.
She went viral on TikTok was the craziest ad lib in there.
Because it was little Sophia. She was so sad and she was like crying and she's like, I know I shouldn't be making a TikTok, but like the cops were already like on their way and stuff. But she was literally just like, what the fuck happened?
I can't believe someone pulled a gun. Like, I don't think any road rage has to get weapon-y. Is
at
that
all
just me? Like that.
But I'm like, I really am passionate about like.
Can you even take the knife out of the pouch though? What a pussy. Like if I was trying to like wave my knife, like I'm going to take like the foam insert off of it. I don't know. I don't have a knife.
I don't know. But I just like, I'm a very patient driver. I'm never really in much of a rush. So I don't really ever have the need to pull a knife on anybody.
That's good. Maybe for in other areas.
But it's strange like that you and I differ in the quality, like that you would like in that situation that you're scared enough. Like I would have been like, what the fuck are you doing? Why the fuck are you driving like this? Stop fucking driving like a stupid fucking idiot.
I really feel like I've had situations where I should have died at the hands of an Uber.
I know, but well, people get mad at me. Like I feel like I've had friends be like, do you want somebody to literally beat the shit out of you? And
I always say this to you because you will.
Because no one's done it yet. I think that's why.
100%. You will cuss someone out like you have a Glock 9 in your pocket or like a big ass bitch who could like take both of us. And I'm sitting there with you and I'm like.
It's Karen energy, but I'm sorry, I value my life. If somebody like puts.
As you should.
Or like the same thing if somebody's like rude to somebody like in public for no fucking reason. I have no problem being like, what the fuck?
I think I've just.
In your asshole.
I've just seen a lot of, you know, I don't know. I'll pick and choose my battles if I know I can't win. And being in someone's car just is weird to me. It's so scary. It's the whole concept
of that.
It's very
weirdly like vulnerable. Like somebody could kill you so easily.
We were just talking about this with Tari, but I want to talk about this with you because I had like a 4-hour conversation about this yesterday. And just the way technology has changed. It's blowing my mind. I have so much to discuss with you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, first and foremost, just what segued into that. It is so crazy. Uber, like it's someone else's fucking car. There's no background check anyone can do through an app that like Uber would have been a serial killer's dream 30 years ago.
Yeah, 100%. But what's crazy is that how recent, like I think about it, I'm like, I didn't even have an Uber in high school.
Yeah. That's how, like, that's what we were talking about is how much technology, like
it comes so fast and you don't realize it's happening. But like even in college, like I remember maybe getting 3 Ubers in college ever.
It was such a time where it was like you could really actually be stranded somewhere. You would have to find a phone book, or maybe someone had a smartphone and you have to find a taxi, or like
but it never felt like it was like so hard like that. But that's why it was like always
because it was
DDs.
just it was just like normalized. But like everything, like you'd be at home at night and hungry and everything would be closed and you had no food. You couldn't Postmates. Like, and now we just trust people to go get our food. Like you know what I mean? Like that's the Soothe app is the craziest one. We've been using it so much to get massages. I can't get over it. Like you let this stranger into your house and you get naked and they rub you down and like. But
sometimes I do think like the screening processes for like those sorts of things are sometimes more serious than like in an actual establishment.
That's true, but there's cameras and there's people around and like just
that's true. Anything in your own house, you're like you just run like a major risk. But I don't know. It's crazy. Like it's probably a lot easier to kill a person now, but I still like when I imagine like
I think it's hard
getting murdered, I picture like that guy who was just like, you know, like climbing through people's windows and slaughtering them.
I think it was easier then than now because I think there's so much technology and like I don't know.
Well, that's true. It's harder to really get away with it now.
Even just think about how like we lived a life, like just kids to like we lived a life with no phones, first of all, no cell phones, whatever, and like people had their home phones and like you'd call their home phones, or like when the first iPhone came out, how crazy that was. Or like if you liked your crush, like at school, you couldn't go home and FaceTime them. Like you had to like
found Nick Mitchell's home phone number in his bike helmet and I can still recite it to this day.
But even a home phone like that, the level of connection now with like FaceTime and Instagram, or like if you had a crush on someone, you had to get the balls to be like, do you like me? Yes or no, and write it on paper. Like now all kids just have Instagrams. Like kids now can get bullied on TikTok and they get smoked. Shit can fucking go viral overnight. Like that wasn't like cyberbullying. So
and as a parent, like I don't even think like most parents like know that can even happen or is happening or what it is. So it's like they can't really prevent it.
Everyone think about even just finding out about sex. Like, yes, we had the family computer that we could like essentially like sneak some like boobs.com on, like we were talking about. But like now every kid in the world has Pornhub in their pocket. Like that's so wild.
It is sad. I wonder what like because it's also recent. There's obviously no like long-term studies on it and like what it does to like the psychology of like a kid and as like growing into an adult.
Mongeau was just saying how his like 13-year-old little brother, like how like and like his like 10-year-old little sister, like you give them a phone and they just know how to operate it. Like it's just been technology's been around them since they were born. So it's like they understand, like you click an app and there's like sub menus and like
I'm even starting to have some boomer energy about me. I'm not kidding. I was like, I caught myself doing this the other day. I was like, wait, what?
It's all like nutty. Even
it is kind of scary. It's like second nature.
Yeah. Even like the first iPhone came out and the only apps that we had were like the one where you could like drink the beer. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm talking about? And drink the soda and like new apps.
I had it on my iPod Touch. My dad just gave me back my iPod Touch and I told him to keep it for another 5 years.
It's
like a time capsule.
It's literally, and we'd be so excited for each new phone because all the features, like now there's fucking Apple Vision Pro and all that fucking shit.
I don't want anything else.
Like it's just crazy. Dude, do you remember?
But today, some things are a blessing. Today, if you get canceled, that was AI. I didn't say that. That was literally AI.
100%. That everything I've ever done was AI.
Sex tape, deep fake.
Do you remember Flappy Bird?
Of course I do.
Think about how that will
got deleted and it was like the craziest thing.
I think the creator of Flappy Bird, he tried to kill himself.
Yeah, wasn't he like too overwhelmed?
Or maybe he did kill himself?
I think he did.
Oh. And people, and like, why do we know that? Like, think about how many apps there are now. Like, that will never happen again. Like, the whole world being fucking broken over this stupid fucking game where you touch the phone. Remember, people were selling. He took it off the app store. It was so overwhelming.
Oh yeah, they're selling the phones that had it on it already, or like pre-downloaded or whatever.
Like, that's just nutty. I'm just so.
It really is fucking crazy. I wonder what's gonna like, if it's gonna have any effect on like I took a whole class. I've talked about this before, but like epigenetics and how like you can get actual diseases. Like you have like alleles, which are essentially just like light switches. Mm-hmm. And like you have your genetic code when you're like born or whatever, but like you can turn the switches on and off, like based on like the most mundane, like unimportant factors. Like if you live in like a place with seasons or if you don't live in a place with seasons. Like little things like that like can be the difference between whether or not you have diabetes. And it's like you don't understand how they're related, but they are.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how many am I gonna get like Parkinson's
or like cataracts from staring at a phone
because of
technology now.
Temple Run. You know what I mean? Like Temple Bird. I am a boomer.
No, there's probably Temple Bird now at this fucking point. It's
like seriously, like how much like I would just wonder like we have no idea what's gonna happen. Like I do sound like an old person, like we don't know the effects of this. Yeah, I sound like an anti-vaxxer.
No, but it is like I think it's true and it's gotten so out of control. I was saying that I think we grew up our generation is such an anomaly. Like what are we, Gen Z? I think we're Gen Z. But like
I'm a millennial.
Are you?
But by 1 year, so I'm a Gen Z, seriously.
Yeah, I'm going to speak to you as if you're Gen Z right now. I feel like our generation grew up in such a way that it was like bridging the gap from no technology to like what it is now. And that was cool. Like we had it and it was like, oh my God, Apple Maps. Like this is so helpful.
Yeah, we had the fun of like discovering it as it happened, like fucking HTML code on like MySpace and stuff. And I was so subscribed to that. Like I was obsessed with it. I spent hours all day, every day on my uncle's computer.
Yeah. Like, and the touch of social media and the touch of technology and the convenience and ease was so cool, but now it's gotten to a point where there's too much access and it's
going to be overwhelming. All of a sudden it's going to take over and we're going to like literally be so like
it's like yesterday was Kiki's birthday and she's 11. She's like my goddaughter and I was texting her and I'm like iMessaging her and it's like she probably should have been in school, I think. And she's like, oh my God, yeah, my birthday was the best ever. Like I'm messaging back and forth. Like I sent her crumble cookies. She's like sending me videos of her like with the crumble cookies. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like even when we had like razor phones, you would still have to like sit there and
T9.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah. Like in fucking, it was hard. You know what I mean? To send a long text and it was still felt like.
But and it would say like 1 out of 3.
Yeah. Like
2 out of 3.
Yeah. And then, you know what I mean? It still didn't feel like the person was fucking there with you. Like you still like, you know, it wasn't this like now the way.
Well, that's why dating is so hard now because like literally there's so much accessibility. You can talk to anybody at any time.
Like just dating, everything. Yeah. Apple Vision Pro really made me go in this spiral of like.
I haven't even looked into it and I refuse to. I don't know what it is.
I think that it's cool, kinda.
It's cool. I'm so grateful for it. I love technology and stuff, but I do have to wonder, like, is it going to ruin my life? Seriously.
Societally, I think it's way too fucking far. And it's like.
Yeah, at what point do we all, like, agree that we have come far enough? And if we take it any further, a robot's going to, like, I don't know, kill me or something.
For sure. And I think it's only going to get worse and worse. And, like, our generation is the only one who kind of has, like, which is crazy. The gap bridge.
I do fuck with those little Postmates robots.
Yeah. But that's because you humanize them.
I think they're adorable every time. If I see the same one, I'm like, there's Jamie. It's so cute to me. I'm like, oh my God. I did see a crackhead fight one once.
Real. Very real. Did you see the way Usher hugged Alicia Keys and all the lore about it?
No, but I need to know your thoughts on Usher's halftime performance. There's only one right answer.
I didn't really watch the Super Bowl.
You were in Vegas. You
hear me out.
I mean, I got it.
I accidentally slept till 5 p.m.
Oh no, something that's never happened before.
I was gambling until 7 a.m. And I woke up and all flights in Vegas were sold out for this whole week. I would just now be getting home, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, completely gone. Any flights were like $3,000 a person, connecting, Spirit, not kidding. Like no fucking, and the only flight was like during the Super Bowl and I had to take it to get home. So I watched like snippets. Like I saw like a minute of Usher. I saw like, and then I obviously caught up on like TikTok and shit, but I was not so privileged.
You might not have been, well, I guess you're old enough. Like, but I'm not going to lie. When I found out Usher was headlining or doing the Super Bowl, I was literally like, wait, why? No offense, but like, why? I was so pleasantly surprised. I thought he was amazing.
I had my blinders on so hard, like looking at absolutely everything because I was convinced he was going to bring out Justin Bieber and they were going to perform Somebody to Love.
No, but it was exactly what he needed to do. You can't bring out somebody more famous than you. You just can't.
Really?
You shouldn't.
I guess that's kind of true. It was like his moment. I was supposed
You
to go
get
to
like
this
one
party.
chance to do the biggest gig in the entire world. You can't bring out somebody who everyone wanted technically more than you.
Yeah, that's probably true. Well, him and Alicia Keys went like viral because like she's with Swizz Beatz and shit, you know, when he like came up behind and hugged her all like.
But like they've always had that like kind of.
They've definitely just dogged it out one time.
Do you think so?
I
do you
know
think
it.
Do you think he's like draking it up?
For sure. Usher gives big dick energy.
I wanted to see him end up with Kim because you know Kim's in love with Usher. He did just do a Skims campaign, and she's so brilliant. She did, of course, right before he headlined the Super Bowl.
I can't believe Kim is with OBJ.
I can't. We've known that for so long.
I know. This is like my jaded mindset, and like I'm trying to put this into words, but like I love celebrities, and I just love Kim Kardashian. So like I want her to be with someone that I'm just like, oh my God, like they're as amazing and elusive and iconic. Yeah,
he does kind of feel like a little like,
I just think living here and shit, like that's someone I've seen out a lot, heard a lot of stories about, like the more like accessible.
Yeah, I don't like knowing that like I know who people who also hooked up with Kim Kardashian's boyfriend. You know what I mean? Because I like her to feel like very regal to me.
But I loved Pete.
What does that say
I
about
want her
me?
to get back with Pete.
I love Pete, but I'll love Pete with anybody.
That's true.
Especially me. And I take it back. I will love Pete with everybody except for you. No offense. Because I could never handle that. And that is something, clip it. I don't care. I would fight you to the death over that man.
It sucks that we have the same, like.
That's not fair. I literally had him first and you're the whole reason he'll never talk to me again.
Wait, what?
I said, I had him first and you are the reason that he will never talk to me again.
I am not joking you, Brooke. I thought I ate. Like, I die on that hill. And Brooke, do people know this story?
Yeah, we told it on an episode before.
Fuck, if I went back in time, I would think that. I mean, like
the only reason I like don't literally kill you over it is because I could not have crafted a better response myself. Like, I don't think he was going to respond to me regardless. I
think what you said was, I don't remember the exact words, but he loves mushrooms. And I was like,
you said I'm shrooming so hard right now. I had literally never shroomed before at the time. I didn't do any drugs and he was sober, like 2 days out of rehab.
Contextually horrible. At the time, didn't know he was 2 days out of rehab. And I thought it would speak to him, the house down boots.
Well, you know what? We had a good little exchange, huh?
Was he with Madeline Klein?
Yeah, and she's so beautiful and perfect. And honestly, the only reason I started working out is because of the way her abs looked in Knives Out.
I want to rewatch Knives Out. Such a good movie.
She's cute. I love her.
I didn't know she was in that.
She's like literally one of the main girls.
An iPhone game is ruining my life. And I don't think you're going to have anything to add to this. There's no point in it being a podcast topic. I just need to make it known now. And if anybody has any help in the comments, like I'm so fucking for real. My screen time the other day, 3 hours and 41 minutes playing this iPhone game. It's called Agario. All you do is you're a dot and you eat other dots that are.
Ad?
No, I promise they have no budget. They have no money. Oh. Like it's insane. Like you're just a little dot and all you do is eat dots that are smaller than you and that's it. So
See,
you can't.
This is what they meant online when they were saying you are understimulated. You are too smart to be playing that fucking Agario game.
I know, but it consumes me. Like I can't wait to get in bed and play it for 4 hours. Like it's all I think about. I'm playing it right now in my head. I've never been so addicted to an iPhone game and I'm scared. I'm really happy it's a game you can't spend money on like that because I have been.
Yeah, like people who end up having to like go bankrupt over Fruit Ninja.
SpongeBob Krabby Patty Deluxe almost had me giving the deed to my house for a second there. But it was still nothing like this. It's consuming me. 3 hours and 51 minutes in one 24-hour day of playing this game.
That's way too many.
And like you die every like 40 seconds. So you're just doing the same thing.
Did you see? Of course you did not see. Never mind.
What? Please give me some enrichment in my enclosure.
I think a 13-year-old kid beat Tetris. The first person to ever beat Tetris.
Oh, like get it full?
Like fully beat the game, like to where you cannot play anymore. Sometimes I do say things and I don't know if I made them up or not.
If you made that one up, that's so rogue.
Is it real, Aaron? I knew it. I'm so smart. How old? He's only 13 years old. People have been playing Tetris like as long as time.
And now I'm going to make it my life's goal to beat Tetris.
I love you so much. Willis is.
Are you? This is like the poker tournament. I'm going to beat Tetris.
I don't doubt you. Okay. Women in the arts, but Willis has it in the bag. And nobody else has ever even come close. Seriously.
I was going to just make a joke about Willis never getting pussy, but he's like literally 13.
He's
13. And like, let him live, girl. I'm just jealous. I want to beat Tetris.
I want to just be talented.
We leave on tour in 4 days. This is the final solo episode, I think, before we go.
This is definitely the first one they're going to see before any of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
If you see us on tour, we are so excited to see you. Please, please, please. I'm not kidding. I lose sleep over this every night. Do not tell our secret.
Dude,
because we have like what I think is such a good show right now, but it takes one person to make me like literally never want to go outside again based on what was on that fucking
People
document.
did so good. Like, say whatever the fuck you want about our fans being feral or whatever the fuck people say, but like we told some stories on tour that never made it to the internet, and I really felt like Hannah Montana.
It was literally like the Hannah Montana movie, you know, when she says like, "Oh, no one tell my secret," and then literally no one tells her secret. That, I swear to God, happened. We said things on stage like people knew like lore about like things that came out way later from the shows. Never said a word. Not on Reddit. Not on Google. Not on
Anything.
MySpace.
I
Nothing.
am absolutely. I'm like really fucking banking on people not doing that again with this next show. Like, I'm gonna get so sued.
I know, but God, please don't be the person. Because I will like, please.
I'm not. I have a very big segment of this show where I am finally exposing someone who did us very wrong. It is the answer to a question that Brooke and I have been asked for as long as I can remember. It is a secret that we have kept so crazy, and I'm about to take names on that stage, and I'm scared.
Can't wait. A couple more days.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think that's it, right?
That's all for now.
I just want to say I love a solo episode more than literally anything in the world, and I'm so excited to do this in every fucking city for the next what feels like a decade.
Forever.
If you are in New Orleans, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Oklahoma City, Nashville, or Royal Oak, we've got tickets left for you, and
please buy them. Also, if you do purchase the merch, just know that you could get a special little surprise.
What's the surprise? Yeah, you just completely made that up.
Booty for Biden. I'm like, tits for, I don't know.
I liked where you were going
t-shirts.
there. I liked where you were going there. Bye, guys. Wow.